Hello. Who's there? So let me change something because I have changed things with my mobile so as to be able to give you better quality. But now I'm changing again. Wait just a moment. So, who's there? I would like to know. 2 people. Welcome back to my second class in Tunisian crochet, where we are making my Queen of Spades cropped cardigan with spades motif. Yes, I see there are 2 people here online right now. I would like to wait a couple of minutes maybe so as to see if someone is joining us, if more people are joining us. At the same time, yes, I am trying to see what happens. With my phone. Oh yeah. So let me see. 3 people online. Kathy Erhard. Hello from rainy Pennsylvania. Hello to you. Mary Shu, I'm here. Mary in Michigan. Okay, thank you for being here. Very punctual. 4 people. Yes, I think we can start. I don't want to make it too long. So I'm going to do a couple of operations with my phone so that I can turn it to my work in progress. And this time I would like you to be able to see what I'm doing in a straight position, okay? Because I noticed only afterwards last time that you had to follow me and the video screen was not in the correct position, okay? So let me just do something with my phone. What was I doing? So let me see. Okay. So I'm here. So let me just do a couple of things. I have tried it before, but okay, so maybe now you should be able to see what I'm doing. No? Just a moment. So Can you see now? Let me see if I can change it again. Sorry for this. So just a moment. 5 people online. So while people arrive, I will just try to change this. Okay. I hope you can see it now. So let me just see. Just a moment while other people arrive. I see there are 5 people online right now. Okay, so this is correct. Okay. Oh, now I know why it doesn't work like I wanted, because I tried it on my camera, but I'm live on YouTube right now. But this has to do. So let's get back to work with our Queen of Spades project. So last time I left you on row number 3. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and yes, tell me everything that does not work correctly, or everything you want to tell me in the comments, please. So as I was saying, row 3, I left you with the return pass left to be done. Okay, thank you, Mary. You can see. In this way, I can also see your comments, and I think you can, you should be able to see what I'm doing in a straight way. Okay. So, and then I told you last time when we left each other, you were about to make the return pass, and then, yes, exactly, Mary. I told you to make another row in the same way we did number 3. So you should have finished and completed row number 4. Okay. So this is the same I have here. Okay. Row number 4. Now, today and in the last few days, I have thought about what to do next. Or let's say I went ahead with the work, and I decided that right now in row number 5, okay, we will again repeat row number 3. Okay, so just a repetition of what we have already done. So let's revise what we have done so far again. And then after this row, we will start making new things. So let's go ahead and prepare this quickly. So as I said, here we had our first knit stitch. So we will make another knit stitch here. Then we have our 2 Tunisian purl stitches. These purl stitches are kind of a separation between Spades motifs. Then here, where we had our stitch marker, we have our 3 simple stitches. And these 3 simple stitches provide for a separation of the sections of the cardigan. Okay, so while we repeat this row, I hope other people will join in. Oh, we have 7 right now. So we are doing nothing different than repeating the last 2 rows. So I actually decided to make this repetition today because I want this part to be a little bit longer, and it allows to work some rows one after the other without having to think about the pattern, if you understand me. So here again we have our 9 knit stitches that make up of for the spade motif, the full spade motif. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I don't think I have to comment on what I'm doing since you have done 1 row for yourselves. I don't know when this was, if it was, I don't know, today, yesterday, or 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I think by seeing what I'm doing right now, you will remember what we have done so far. And once again, today I have changed my camera position, let's say. So if you want to ask anything, or if there's something you don't understand or you want me to clarify, then just leave a comment and I will be able to see it live. Another thing I wanted to do, and some of you asked me about it, some of you wrote in the comments that you thought the beginning chain or the beginning of the work was a little bit short, and it is. So I have my what you call it, the measuring tape here by me. So afterward we will see how long my sample here is, so you can compare the lengths you have, and we can see if we have more or less the same tension or a gauge right now. Hello everyone, Diana Shasho. Hello, ciao. I don't know if you're Italian, Diana. Anyway, I think I speak English in a very Italian way, very slowly. So I think everyone is able to understand me, more or less. Or at least I hope so. So welcome, Diana. We are repeating row number 3. So this means we are repeating it 3 times in all. Or let's say we are making row number 3 times in all. And I didn't tell you the last time because it's something I decided more or less today. And I will be able to show you in the future as we proceed why I decided to do so. So today we are going to make, after this row, very important rows. So today and the next lesson will be very important for the project. Ah yeah, Diana, you're from Argentina. My grandparents were from Italy. Oh, you speak Italian. That's so great to know. So now I've lost my, what was I doing? The first purl stitch. It's great to know, Diana. Thank you for being here. So now I'm almost at the end of my forward pass. I don't know why I am rather quicker off camera, let's say, but in front of the camera I tend to be slower, even though the position I'm in right now is rather comfortable. In the past, when I started out with videos, it was terrible. I had terrible positions, terrible tools. I still have terrible tools, maybe. I'm not a professional, but let's see. Maybe in the future I will add tools to make better videos. This is my first live. These are my first live classes, so it's a first for me. And today, well, I am always very excited, but today I feel a little bit more comfortable with you all. So, thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. My English, I do my best. I know I have a good English, especially for an Italian. I'm sorry, but it is so. We Italians are... We do not, well, we have some more difficulties with foreign languages than other countries, let's say. So here I am almost at the end of my forward pass. And now I will give you a tip that for me is quite important. So last two purl stitches, then the last knit stitch, not to forget, very important, and the neat closing stitch. Yes, what I wanted to say is this: if you need to count stitches in Tunisian crochet, I would advise to do it in the return pass. Provided, of course, that the return pass is the standard one, because it's quicker, and at least me personally, I have some difficulties in counting when I have to do many different stitches, like in this project in the forward pass, where I need to concentrate what stitches I'm doing. So it's hard for me to keep counting and remember the stitches I have to do at the same time. So it's easier if you count stitches in the return pass, like this. So you just count when you return. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until the end of the return pass. In this way, since the return pass is quicker and you don't need to do to concentrate to do anything particular while you're making the return pass, you are free to count stitches. Okay. So this is a little tip you probably knew, I don't know. I wasn't so sure at the beginning, but now I am. So I'd rather count stitches in the return pass instead of the forward pass, especially by such big projects as this, because we are going to have 91 stitches now, but the amount of stitches that you will have to pull up on your hooks will vary row after row, and it will become bigger and bigger. We are going to increase 10 stitches per row now. And this is also a good reason for me probably to advise you to use a cabled Tunisian crochet hook instead of a long straight one, which is the one I'm using right now. I don't know, I'll have to try it out, but the more your piece grows, the more loops you have to pull up on your hook, the more difficult it could become to keep all loops on a straight long hook. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being pessimistic. With my first cardigan, I used my cabled hook, which has a very long cable, so no problems at all with it. I will have to try now as we proceed with this straight hook and see if I have some difficulties in storing all of those loops on this hook. So, and this was row number 5 completed. Okay. And now we are going to have some fun. I hope you're ready. Okay, so what happens now? I just wanted to, oh yes, as I said, let's measure up how long this beginning piece is. This is about 40 centimeters. Oh yes, more or less, 41. I don't know how many inches that this is. Maybe you can calculate it afterwards. I'm sorry. But now, what happens? So, if you take a look at the piece, we have placed our 4 stitch markers that are placed in the places where our 3 simple stitches are. And as I said, these 3 simple stitches work as a kind of separation between sections. And as I said before, here, before the first and the last stitch marker, we will have the piece of the cardigan that goes on front, okay? Just like the front of the cardigan with the 2 pieces. Then here we will have the armholes, the sleeves, sorry, and this is going to be the back of the work, okay? So what we need to do now is to increase while we decrease at the same time, okay? So let's start. You can see already, sorry if I keep on speaking, but this is important for me, that you clearly see how your piece is organized, how your work is organized. So we have the single Tunisian knit stitches we have here at the beginning, and then here and here and so on, are going to be the next spades motifs we are going to form, okay? While these groups of 9 knit stitches are still the spades motifs, but we are going to decrease progressively so as to close the motifs, okay? While here, where we have our single knit stitches, we are going to create and grow the spade motifs, okay? So these single knit stitches are kind of the stems of the spade, let's say, or of the leaf, if you want to call it like that. So now you know this. As I said, we are going to increase now. So we start with the increase right at the beginning because we have 1 single knit stitch here at the beginning. And we are going to add 2 stitches in this same stitch. Or let's say 2 stitches plus the one we already have. So we are going to insert the hook knitwise as if we were doing a simple knit stitch in that stitch. But this is actually our first increase. Now we are going to work in simple stitch under this very same vertical bar. So simple stitch. And then we are going to insert the hook again knitwise in that very same stitch so as to add another increase. So here knitwise and pull up a loop. Here we have our increase. I know the loops are all very close together, but I promise this is going to be a beautiful spade motif. So this is the first increase. Now, the 2 purl stitches remain as they are. So 2 purl stitches again. Now, here we have our 3 simple stitches that remain the same. We will always make 3 simple stitches here throughout the project. These are the stitches that work as a separation for the different sections. Now, 2 purl stitches in the next 2 purl stitches. Now, we find again the stem here. So our single knit stitch, so we are going to increase just like we have done here. Okay, so 1 knit stitch, 1 simple stitch, and a knit stitch. Okay, and we proceed. We have 2 purl stitches here. Okay, now if we increase on one part, we have to decrease on another part. Okay, so we are forming here new spades motifs. So it is time for us to close this partial spade motif here, and we are doing so by a 2 together decrease. 2 together decrease done in knit stitch. So we go with our hook under both of those 2 first stitches, but knitwise. So we go through here, grab the yarn, pull through, and make this 1 decrease. So if you look at it like this, like that, it is hard to recognize that there is a decrease, but it is a decrease. Okay, so this is 1 stitch from 2. Then we proceed. Since we had 9 stitches, we need to decrease 2 times, twice. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 stitches left to work, and once again we will make a 2 together decrease knitwise. So we go under both of those stitches together, but not like that, but knitwise. Okay, and we have another decrease here. Then we proceed, and you already know everything there is to know for this row. So every time you meet a single knit stitch, like here, you will make a double increase. 1, 2, and 3. Then you will work always 2 purl stitches on the 2 purl stitches of previous row. You will always work 3 simple stitches on the 3 simple stitches of previous row. So here again, 2 purl stitches. As you see, this is all rather repetitive, which is what we love about crafting, crochet, and so on, right? Here we have 1 single knit stitch, so once again we need to increase. So 1 knit stitch, oops, 1 simple stitch, and 1 knit stitch. Okay, then 2 purl stitches. And this is a little bit tight. I don't know why. Let me see. Okay. And whenever you meet this group of 9 knit stitches, you already know you have to make a double decrease. So 1 at the beginning of the group and 1 at the end of the group, so that we we come from 9, we will have 7 knit stitches in all. So we work the first 2 knit stitches together knitwise, 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last 2 knit stitches together knitwise, a decrease, and we have 7 from 9 stitches. Then so on and so forth until the end of the forward pass. Once again, if you have some troubles in following me, please tell me in the comments, and I will be able to reply immediately. Now I'm curious to know if you are working with a cabled hook or with a straight long Tunisian crochet hook, and which one you prefer of the 2. I think I haven't decided yet. The thing is, I love to work with a metal tool, metallic, like this hook here. But I prefer to work with a shorter hook. But the shorter hook I have is a bamboo one. And I don't know, I have to choose between the 2. Whether I prefer to have metal but long hook, or whether I prefer to have a short hook but bamboo, which I like less. Oh, Mary, you like a cabled hook. Yes, we don't have many choices here in Italy, at least. I think in America you have more choices. I have a fantastic and very expensive Knit Pro kit, okay, with many cables of different lengths. But I find at the end of it all, I still prefer my cheap sets of cabled Tunisian crochet hook. And the reason is, I find that the cables of the Knit Pro kits I don't know, they are rather uncomfortable to carry with. I don't know why. And also the hooks of the Knit Pro hooks, the tip of the hooks, I also have some difficulties with it. I think they are too, what shall I say, they are bent a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I've used them before, but I don't, yes, I like other hooks better than them, I must say. Metal is definitely better. Bamboo doesn't hold the yarn for me. Yes, this is the problem probably. It's also having to get used to it. Because I have a feeling at the beginning that I don't like bamboo, but then if I have no other choice and I have to use it, I get used to it and I have no problems with it. While sometimes a long hook, especially if it's a bigger hook than this one, like a size 6 for example, to carry it with, I feel it hurts my hand in a way. So I don't know, but in this case today I've tried both and I find that the metal hook grabs the yarn better. So I hope now that I was talking to you that I did not make any mistakes in the work. Anyway, we are almost at the end of our forward pass in row number 6. So one thing very important, especially at the beginning, do not forget the last single knit stitch here. So do not forget to make the increases. 1 simple knit, and then we have our end stitch and return pass. Okay. I hope you are able to see everything, because I am holding the mobile vertically in order to be able to show you a straight video. But unfortunately, it is not as wide as when I'm holding the mobile horizontally. So I have to pay attention that my hands are not out of screen, as it happened to me in some videos before. If you prefer the other way around, the one I was using last week, please let me know. It's quite the same for me. Also for the lighting, if you are able to see what I'm doing. But I promise, after today's class and next class in 2 weeks' time, you are going to learn everything there is to know about this project. So you would virtually be able to proceed with the project by yourselves, but I will not leave you alone, don't worry. Camera is perfect. I just enjoy the screen by enlarge the screen. Oh, very good, very good. Another thing I wanted to tell you, very important, while we are making the return pass, is to pay attention, particularly where we have increased around the single knit stitches, as the stitches, the loops on the hook were very close together, to pay attention not to skip any loops. But it will become easier as the spade motif grows bigger. And also, it may happen that some loops overlap one another. In this case, you need to look at them from front and from back in order to be quite sure which loop comes first. Okay, I hope I haven't made any mistakes. I think next time I'm going to add some light. For example, here we have our increases, so don't hesitate to take apart the stitches with your own fingers, so as to be quite sure to grab the right loops, and so as not to skip any. So now I haven't counted loops right now since I was talking to you, but since I have counted them before, I can tell you we have right now 101 stitches. So I don't always give a stitches count in my projects, not even in the written patterns, but this may be helpful to you as you work, so as to know that you are doing everything right. Okay, so I have just one of you live right now. Is something wrong? I hope not. Anyway, this was row number 6 finished. Okay, in row number 7 we are proceeding in making what we have done in row number 6. That is to say, we will keep on increasing around those knit stitches here where we have increased before, because we are forming the spades motif, and we will keep on decreasing here where we are closing the spades motif. Okay, so once again, take apart the stitches, the loops, with your fingers so as to be quite sure and to recognize where your stitches are. So we have 3 knit stitches here, more or less, in our growing spades motif. So we will need to work a knit stitch into the first loop in the first stitch, which was the increased stitch of previous row. Then we are going to increase, just like we have done before, around the mid stitch of 3. So we are going to work a knit stitch in it, a simple stitch, and another knit stitch there. Then we proceed with a knit stitch here in the second increase of previous row, and we have a total of 5 loops forming the growing spades motif right now. Now we have our 2 purl stitches, here. Then we have the 3 simple stitches, that remain the same, 2 purl stitches, that work as a separation between spades motifs. Okay, now we have another increase place. Once again, we will work a knit stitch here. Then in the mid stitch, we will make our increases just like before. So one knit stitch here, simple stitch, and another knit stitch. Finally, a knit stitch in the increase, in one of the increases of previous row, for a total of 5 loops. 2 purl stitches. Then we need to make a double increase here in the decreasing spade motif. So we will start once again with a 2 together decrease, also knitwise. So we go with the hook under both beginning loops of that group of 7, knitwise, and make 1 increase. Then we proceed with knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we make another decrease with the last 2 knit stitches, also knitwise, for a total of 5 loops. So in this row, which is row number 7, we have the same number of loops for every spade motif, both the increasing, the growing spade motif, and the decreasing spade motif. And then we proceed, and you already know everything there is to know for this row. Okay, here we need to increase 2 stitches, so knit, simple, knit, finally another knit stitch, 5 stitches, 2 purl stitches, then 3 simple stitches that remain always the same throughout the project, 2 purl stitches, now we have other increase to make. So this is a group of 3, so we need to add 2, 1 knit stitch in mid knit stitch, 1 simple stitch in same stitch, another knit stitch in same stitch, and finally a knit stitch. And then we proceed here we have to make another double decrease, so 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 2 together decrease, 5, 2 purl stitches, okay, and here we have to add other stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 purl stitches, like so. Then we have to decrease again 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Purl stitches. Ah, ciao Katia, benvenuta, welcome. So yes, I'm going to write in the description of this video what we have done today. And of course this, see here I have made a mistake because, okay, I was talking. So once again, let's see what I have done wrong. So here I have taken, okay, so knit stitch here, then simple stitch, now it works, and knit stitch, and another knit stitch. As I was saying, this live section, this live class will be saved in the live section list, so you can see it again if you have any doubts. Okay, another increase. 1, 2, 3, and this is 5 stitches. Then we have to decrease here twice, and one at the beginning of the group of 7 in order to make it into a group of 5. Here we have our group of 5. Then we have 2 purl stitches, and we're almost at the end of our forward pass. We have to increase again here. So you will immediately see if you have made a mistake, just like me before, because you will see that the yarn loops up on the hook in a different way. And this tells you that you have made a mistake. So our last 3 simple stitches, our last 2 purl stitches, now, as I always say, don't forget the last group, the last increase group here at the end. This is very important. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Finally, our neat closing stitch here and the return pass. So Another thing I wanted to tell you, and you may have noticed it already, is I have released a video some time ago called the Spades motif, in which I am basically showing you how to do a spade motif. You might have noticed that what I'm doing here in this project is different or slightly different than what I have shown you in that spades motif video of mine. The main difference is that in the return pass, while I had to make a Yanova pull through 3 loops or 4, I don't remember now. Well, I had to change the number of loops I am pulling through in the return pass. For this project, I have decided to make it simpler for you because I think you have enough complications, let's say, what with the different stitches, what with the stitch count. Here I am making a mistake. Once again, I separate the loops with my fingers so as to be quite sure. So as I was saying, I made it simpler so as to have a standard return pass, so that you will not have to add this complication to the project. When I first started the project, I must say I made my cropped cardigan using the directions given in my Spades motif video of months ago. Okay, so pulling through a different number of loops in the return pass as well. But then I made the sleeves in a different period of time, and I decided to try and make them like this, like I'm showing you today. So with a standard return pass and standard decrease and increase methods. And I find I didn't notice any real difference between the two methods. So I decided it was a good idea to make it as uncomplicated as possible for you. So I hope you appreciate it. Katia, sono a Roma anch'io, anche se non sono romana evidentemente. Mi fa molto piacere che ci sia un'italiana. So I was chatting with Katia, who is following us from my own city, Rome. So we don't know each other. And I said, I'm really happy that she's here because, well, I don't have many Italian followers or customers, probably because I speak English all the time, but also because in Italy there is not a big tradition of writing patterns and buying patterns, okay? Anyway, I'm really happy that she's here. And now I hope I haven't made any mistakes, as I'm finishing this last row. So, and this was row number 7. Do not forget to keep counts of your rows, as I'm doing. So, and these were 111 stitches in all for row 7. So if you're doing it right now and you're counting stitches, make sure that you have this number of stitches. If not, you have made some mistake and you need to go back. If yes, then you've probably done everything right. So now we have been together for an hour about, and I don't want to keep it any longer, but I have some nice homework for you. So what's happening now? If you have followed me and you have already understood how this project is organized and what the structure of this piece is, you should be able to make the homework all right. So what I'm asking of you is to proceed in row 8, if you want, of course, by doing what we have done in the last 2 rows. That is to say, you should keep on increasing here where we are forming the spades motifs. So we have 5, so you need to add 2 more stitches in row number 8 and have a number of 7 here, while you will need to keep on decreasing here in the decreasing spades motifs. So you will have 3 stitches here, so you will keep on decreasing twice on these groups of stitches, okay, while the rest remains the same. So the the 2 separations purl stitches that separate the spades motifs, the 3 simple stitches that separates the different sections of the cardigan to be. And remember, after row number 8, you will have 10 stitches more. So you should end up with 121 stitches. And if you're very, very good, you could also make row number 9, in which you will keep on increasing the spades motifs that we are increasing on, so that you have a total of 9 knit stitches forming them, while you will have to make a 3 together decrease on the groups of originally 9 knit stitches of the decreasing spades motifs. As I was saying, a 3 together decrease, so that you have just 1 stitch left of that group of originally 9 stitches, which will be the tip of our finished and completed spade motif, okay, while the rest remains the same. So I hope this is clear enough, and if you are able to do row number 8 and row number 9 for next time, you should end up with 131 stitches. This is easy to remember because it's 10 stitches more after every row, okay? And after row number 9, I will show you in 2 weeks' time how to proceed. And as I said before, after today's lesson, next lesson will be very, very important. And so don't miss it, I will say, even though I will, you will be able to see the live classes afterwards as well. So, and before I say goodbye for today, I have seen that the next time, in 2 weeks' time, would be the 6th of December. So I think it's no problem for me, but I know it is a holiday in other countries. So if it's a problem for you, we can change the date and maybe make it on the 5th or on the 7th of December. So let me know. I will post it as soon as possible so that you can comment below if the date is all right for you and if it's not all right. And also if the timeline, the hour is okay for you, the time, okay? So is 4:30 p.m. better than 6 p.m. or is it the other way around? Please kindly let me know. One last thing before I leave you is I will post updates about our classes in my community section of my YouTube channel. So here. And also I will post about it in my Instagram feed and stories. So if you are unable to see them on Instagram, you can read about it in my YouTube channel in the community section. Okay, Mary Shu. Okay, December the 6th is okay, and the time is fine. Okay, great. Fine, so this would be it. I hope you enjoyed this class as well. If you have any problems, please write about them and we can talk about it next time we see, or you can post, you can message me on Instagram or per email or wherever you, it's easier for you, and we can look at your doubts or your problems together. So I would say bye-bye for now. Okay, so see you next time. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And we're going to make a wonderful cardigan, I promise. So, let me greet you personally. Let's see if we can manage. Can we manage? I don't know. I'm unable to see what I'm doing right now. I think you can see me. So thank you again for watching and following me, and see you next time. Bye-bye.